Open your mind. Your mind. Your mind. Your mind.
Hours of power. Hours of power. Hours of power. Hours of power.
And so, a community is where you control your police, you control your commerce, you control your education, you control your house. We don't control none of that. We live in a hood. Huh? Well, what about the Negroes that get out? Oh, well, see, my cousin, they say he's a multi-millionaire, almost at $1 billion. Three PhDs, working on 2 more. Driving down the street in Chicago in his Rolls Royce, enjoying himself, and he hears these sirens and looks through the mirror and sees this cop car flashing lights. He squeezed the steering wheel, man. Heart beats fast. Because he knows the price of a Negro, what it could be. And then when that cop car passed him by, he said, thank God he wasn't after you in the first place, Paul. That Negro thing you can't get away from. It's universal. They wasn't coming after you. With all your millions, with your Rolls Royce, with your PhD, didn't help. That's the hood. Huh? Why do you think you never pick up the paper till you read over and over and see white families? You take it to thousands of black cops in America. Why don't you see white families crying as black cops shot my loved one 42 times in the back of the head? Why do you think black cops are that? Think they're more spiritual? Think they're better? No! They got enough sense to know that white folks ain't gonna tolerate it. And I will stop in our neighborhood when we decide we will not tolerate it. Now, if we was organized, which is hard to organize people who are just gonna run crazy and you don't know you're crazy. But if we were, with the money we have, and the many people who would come to our aid that don't know what it's like to be a Negro, and we said, look, we saying, if we don't get a federal law to deal with police brutality, that any time a cop or anybody carry a gun, have to have a license just like you used to drive a car. And if you use it wrong, then you'll lose your license. And if it's upheld, you can never work again as a cop or a store guard or a private detective. How do you get Congress to protect you? Well, you take your economic power and you call on your friends, black, white, young and old, and say, this coming Christmas, if we don't have a federal law to outlaw police brutality by law, if we call them for a nationwide boycott of Christmas and it'll start on Thanksgiving. Well, let me tell you what that means. 79% of all retail in America happens between Thanksgiving and Christmas. People stay in business all year, lose money just for Christmas, huh? Well, what happens now? Fifth Avenue, Toys R Us, Sears and Roebuck, Weston House. They will get the bill, and all they got to do is make one phone call and say, Harry, that's the senator, I want that bill pushed through in 3 days. Okay, it's an economic thing. It's that simple. But we have the power, but the system has wiped us out so bad.
Hours of power. Hours of power. Hours of power.
Happy. San Antonio, Lincoln 6. Go ahead. Clear suspect down 10-4. That's 10-4. The officer is code 4. We have one suspect that's been shot.
Open your mind. Your mind. Your mind. Peace, folks. Welcome back to another edition of the Proper Thought Series right here on the old T.P.O.T. YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why your black asses are here. Tonight, special guest tonight, and Brother LAR, I think that first link I sent you was the wrong one. do the second one because I messed up because I got like the multiple links up here. I think I sent you the wrong link. But tonight, very special guest in the house tonight. I mean, this is a brother I admire and respect. It is always an honor when Brother LAR is in the house. I call him the Sage. And those of you who don't know what sage means, don't pull out your dictionary. I'll give you the definition. The definition is a person known for their profound wisdom and knowledge. And nothing could describe this brother more. That's why I always call him the Sage. I have been calling him the Sage like forever. But before we get started, y'all know I always start the stream off with thanking you good folks for your likes, your shares, your views, your subs, and of course, your hard-earned penny, nickels, dimes, quarters, and 50-cent pieces. Because I realize you don't have to do it. You don't have to show up to these damn streams. You don't have to watch these videos. You don't have to like them. You don't have to sub to this channel. And you definitely don't have to drop your hard-earned coins on this platform. But you good folks choose to do so. You choose to do all of that night after night, week after week. And I want you to know that it's appreciated. It's appreciated, man. All right. I don't take you good folks lightly. I never have, and I never will. You got my word on that. I'm humbled. I'm honored. I'm thankful. And I'm appreciative of all you good folks, the good folks who hang out here and the good folks who hang out up in here. All right. All right. So without further delay, let me bring in my folk, the one and only Brother LAR. Brother LAR, the Sage. What's good with it, man?
Man, X, what's going on, man? You know it's always a pleasure with you, man.
Yeah, man. I said I had to get Brother LAR in here, man, before the year's out. Because this time of year I usually do some pivoting with how I do the platform. I said I gotta get the Sage in here, man, at least one more time before the year is out, man. Those of you who have been watching the channel, you will see when you turn on my channel, there's actually a section there where we pay homage to the one and only Sage. I suggest you go check it out, man. Because as always, the Sage was dropping his infinite wisdom on us that night. So I felt the need to memorialize that one moment so y'all can see it, so y'all can witness the strength of this man's wisdom. And I'm just glad you're here, brother. So what's good, man? What you been up to?
Thank you for that clip for one. But I've been Snoop Dogg, checking my game, slide from time to time. But most importantly, I've been working a lot, just working. My son's living with me, so I've been,
Oh, your son live with you now. He lives with
Yeah.
you now. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
So
Shit.
it's different a little bit of schedule. So I've been just upload differently.
Okay.
So I've been chilling. It's been it's a great time. I can say that it's a great time.
Okay. You've been putting in some work though, man. I'll be seeing you sometimes, man. You put up like 3 premieres a day. I look on my tick, I'll be like, God damn, all these things premiering today?
Yeah, like I figured out a new system under the circumstance. So I usually got 4 uploading every day, like 9, 12, 3, and 6. I used to be 7 days ahead, but now I'm like 4.
Okay.
4 to 6. So I found a little sweet spot so I could just dump and move on.
Okay.
So.
Well, let me ask you, Sage, what inspires your stuff? Like, I mean, do you just jump up, you think of something and turn on the camera and the microphone, or do you sit down and process it and then go on? I mean, what inspires you to do your stuff?
I mean, life, conversations with people from day to day. You guys, all all the other content creators, because y'all might be talking about something that sparks a thought. I'm like, yo, I got, what I'm gonna talk about that. So it's just sometimes news, current event things, politics, and stuff like that. So for me, it's just I'm open to listen. You know, I listen a lot while I'm working, so I don't comment like I used to because I'm literally working and listening at the same time. So I can't really comment like I would like. I can't really interact like I would love to. So for me, it's just being open to listen to a hodgepodge of things, and then I'll come up with things on my own because for me that's easy. And then I think the biggest thing I got to do is the thumbnail. And when I learned how to just make a system for me doing that, it was all easy from that point on.
So let me get your take, man, about what's going on in media, specifically, you know, this YouTube crap. What's your take on what's been going on, say, for the last month or so, as far as this is concerned?
You mean, because see, I'm sure this probably happened to you too, but you know, you upload a video, you get some Asian or Russian people throwing porn add-ons to your comment section.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know what that's about.
So, you know, to me, it's like with us as Black YouTube creators, it's like, man, y'all sure don't know how to fix our glitches or our quote unquote hackers or the bad people in the algorithms. But so I think they're throttling us back. But, you know, for me, I still say it's a hobby. I still like to do it. As far as I'm liking, and I've always liked to see people grow, you know, and channels have grown. And there are channels that haven't grown that's been around for a while. And I'm so proud of those content creators in particular because I've seen people burn out and just say, I'm done with it, you know, or I'm just going to just fall back a little bit because, you know, people want to be appreciated. And I think I can say on one aspect, it's very great to see some of the things that have been put forth for years prior to this. You see a newer crop of people doing it. And on another aspect, I have a little bit of sadness and reservedness about y'all not giving these people who put down the foundation and laid the road their flowers while they're doing this. I don't think y'all realize, you know, that you kind of overlooking a good number of people who you shouldn't be overlooking. But
well, don't you think that that's attributed to the type of material that people do? Because I look at your stuff and I think you're one of the most underrated people on this goddamn medium, hands down. Like, I mean, far as material goes, I mean, y'all Negroes don't know what you're missing if you ain't watching Brother LAR stuff. You don't know what you're missing. I'm telling you, you don't know what you're missing. So does it have to do with the material? Like, I guess when it comes to us Black folks, you know, certain material, you know, well, I guess we all have trends, right? Because I know with this platform isn't a big platform. I think I said at like 4,000 subscribers right now. And I've had my moments where, especially when I started doing like the debates, I would have like 400 people in the chat room. And now you look now, there's 7. So, you know, I think there's ebbs and flows depending on what you're doing. You know, I think that's what it is with a lot of content creators. Some content creators have that sustainability, but I think more so than anything, the ones that kind of hold firm is the ones that kind of stay in one niche. They kind of do one thing. You know, I mean, those are the ones who, you know, because they have those niche audiences, you know, and I think that's what it is. Of course, algorithm has a lot to do with it. And of course, you know, I think people's interests change. You know, people's interests change. You know, they go to what's hot. They go to, you know, who's talking about other YouTubers, and you know, all that stuff is jumbled up inside of it. So I mean, I don't pay it a lot of mind. I do YouTube because I like doing it. I don't make a living off of it. I mean, the money I make off of it wouldn't pay one bill in this house. So, you know, not one would it pay in this house. So I do it because I like chopping it up with the brothers. You know, I enjoy that more than anything else. I like hearing different perspectives. I like hearing brothers talk about stuff, you know, and every now and then I think some of my stuff is useful. You know, I think 95% of it is just entertainment and BS, I'm pretty sure. But at least 5% may help somebody out, you know. So that's where I'm at with it. But you have been around a while too. I mean, you've been around a while, a long time. So have you watched it change, and what do you think about said changes, if you've seen any that stick out?
I'll say what I've watched, and the more things change, the more they stay the same. Same game, just different faces. I think, you know, everybody's gonna have their moment. Some moments are longer than others. I think what's interesting to me now is, and people might not know this, but there's a lot placed on presentation, right? And people will say, you know, if you get this kind of camera and this kind of microphone and this kind of introduction and this kind of backdrop, you make it as professional as possible. I have no issue with people saying that and believing that. It bears out to be true. But with us as a group, it doesn't really add up. Because especially with, you know, you see people who, some people on a phone, some people on a tablet, some people are on a, you know, some people got professional setup, some people have an unprofessional setup. Some people, you know, you see their face, some people are faceless. It's normally about the topic, the entertainment, and the interaction. And you got to mix those things together. And we got to just be honest. Most of this stuff revolves around relationships.
True.
You know, if you're talking about relationships on a regular basis, you're probably going to grow. The only issue with talking about relationships on a regular basis is the content creator will get burned out and tired of it. But if you get tired of it and you don't want to do it anymore, then all of a sudden, the people who subscribe to you and this, that, and the third, they're going to be like, why are you not talking about this? And I'll add this on there and say, for our group of people, and you know, us as Black people, we're bad at research. Because if you want to know something, you got to stop, you know, finding these people's pages and asking them to talk about something that they've probably talked about 10, 20, or 30 times, but you never looked at their page to see if they had a playlist about it. You know, you're not spreading the word because you just showed up yesterday and it was like, hey man, that's good. Why don't you talk about this? I did talk about that. Well, where is it at? It's in there. The title is da 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 da. Well, send me the link, bruh.
Yeah.
You know, so to me, it's like, you know, it's hard to have a lot of different interests.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I found about this whole thing, Sage, is that anything that didn't happen within the last, thank you, anything that didn't happen within the last 30 days, it's like it didn't happen, right? If it didn't happen in the last 20 to 30 days, Negroes act like it never happened. Because I get that same thing. I get people writing me saying, "Oh, X, you never talked about this." I'm like, "Yes, I did. I done talked about that like 9 times. I have a whole playlist of it. All right, go look in the playlist. You can see me talking about it like 9 times." So people think that when they get on to you, you started, like a week before that or a month before that, not realizing then that you got a whole catalog. Even me, I mean, I have like almost 600 videos. All right. So if you was to look through my catalog, you would find, whatever. I got 17 different series. Okay. 17 different playlists. And that's just the playlist. All right. Because there's a couple other 100 videos that ain't even listed as anything. They're just there. But people don't want to do that. They want you to do something this week, and they start marking your history from this week onward, not realizing that you got 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 years worth of stuff. Because I think a lot of us, we just have a short attention span, man. Our attention span is short. If you didn't do it this week, it don't count.
And that's where sometimes I look at YouTube sideways, because it's kind of ironic that if you're a non-black YouTuber, you can see how their old videos still get clicks.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And if you've been a content creator for long enough, you might have made a topic or created made a video about something, and something in life happened, and that topic pops up because of what you talked about then. And you can see, this is a current event, this happened, and then you can see people talking about it, and then you can see under that, oh wow, this has already been talked about previously. So you wind up getting lumped in with a current event if you're making material that's kind of, as O'Shea and them would say, evergreen material. But you don't see as many black people in those things because for some odd reason we just happen to not show up on no playlist that YouTube creates. And we've been doing this for years.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that too. When you're watching YouTube, if it's a channel that you're not, and sometimes channels that you are subscribed to, but channels that you're not subscribed to, you don't get, they don't come up in your reference, along the right-hand side there. A lot of them don't come up. And I know a lot of times for me, because I'm subscribed to a lot of people, that I watch, I don't even get notified when they're on. Because like if I take a day off of work, right, and I'm off, I said, well, I'm gonna watch some YouTube today, right? And I look up, man, and I'm coming into a stream where they peacing out. They done went on for like 2-3 hours. I never got the notification. And I done subscribed, I done hit the bell and all of that. And I'm coming in at 2.5 hours in. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? But what I think often happens is that we find ourselves caught up in the that whirlwind of not so important stuff as far as YouTube is concerned. Because I think it even happens to people who have giant followings and a lot of subscribers and all that kind of stuff. They don't get, reference. Because I look at the stuff that get referred to me when I'm watching YouTube, and a lot of that crap, man, the bulk of it, I don't even watch. There's a lot of stuff running along the right side of the screen. Like, I don't watch this. And you scroll all the way down, and the further down you get, the more out of touch stuff from you. The stuff the further you go, the more out of reach crap you see. And I'm like, damn, why is this in my suggestion, lane? So I don't know what it is about that. But let me ask you about this. Last week, right? Because this was a topic. Brother R. Kelly found himself, on the wrong side of the legal system, I should say. And I talked about it, and of course, everybody else talked about it. So do you think that it's all about that? Is it all about talking about what's hot right then and there? Should everybody had been talking about R. Kelly when it happened? Should everybody had been talking about Bill Cosby when it happened, et cetera, et cetera? Like, is that what it's really about? Is that what gets you in the algorithm, so to speak?
I hate to say this, but yes, you should be talking about it. But understand, if you're not throwing them under the bus, you won't be in the algorithm like that. If you're saying something that's not necessarily, you can disagree with what they did or been accused of doing. But if you point out something is wrong about this process that they're the way they're doing it, don't think you're going to be on the front page of anything.
Mm.
You know, because let's just, be honest about certain things. Like personally, just as a content creator, I think one of my biggest gifts is because this is a hobby for me, I'm indifferent.
Mm.
Because I'm doing it because I like to do it. You know what I'm saying? And having to chase all the like when you have to constantly chase the next thing, it pays. Don't get me wrong. There are people out here who getting paid off of it, and
Yeah.
I salute every last one of them. But I think sometimes it's one of those things where you're constantly like you got to search for drama because that's what people are gravitating to.
Yeah, and that's a sad thing, man, because I think there's enough talk about drama, I believe. Because me, I don't usually do, the gossip stuff. The R. Kelly thing, I did that because somebody, made a suggestion. They was like, "Oh, X, you should talk about it." And when I talked about it differently. I wasn't really talking about him per se. I was talking about the parents who enabled him to do what he did to the young girls. Because I don't really care about the grown folks. They grown. Whatever they doing. I came from I came from the angle of, these old mamas. That's the angle I came from. Like, how did freaking R. Kelly get access to the kids in the first place? That was my thing, right? But oftentimes it seems to me that what gets the most traction is when people are going at each other. When this person makes a video about this person and this person makes a video about that person, and you get this sequel and sequence of videos back and forth, that stuff gets the most traction because once they stop doing that, the views go down, the chat numbers go down. You can see it. You see it. All right. You'll go from having 1,000 people in your chat room and then you go off to talk about something else. Now it's 300. Now it's 200. So I think it's a thing with that. I call them the YouTube sharks. They swim around in the ocean of YouTube looking for blood. And when they see blood, they stop on it and they eat. All right. Because that's when you kind of get newer people in. You get newer people watching your stuff when you're talking shit about somebody. People who don't normally watch you, those YouTube sharks, they swimming through the water looking for blood in the water. All right. And then once they see that, they stop and they eat as long as you're doing that. But once the blood isn't in the water anymore, they're gone. They swim off to where they think some blood is at. So do you think it's some validity to that, Brother LAR?
Absolutely. Like, I think, see, you're gonna have me cracking up. Like, I'm trying to be classy tonight. I think people don't want to admit that there are a lot of people who come online because they don't have. Oh, I got you tomorrow.
Shout out to Brother Nick
Oh
Taylor.
yeah.
Brother Nick.
Yeah, I'm gonna see him tomorrow morning. I'm coming. I'm definitely hollering at him. He's in town, so that's dope. See, you got me thinking about that. I think people don't want to admit that instead of doing something that quote unquote, using church terms, edify themselves in their life, I can just be caught up in drama. If it ain't my drama, it's their drama. I can, sometimes YouTube can be like watching NASCAR. I just want to see the wreck. I'm just, I'm watching these circles because I know a wreck's coming. And everybody shows up for the wreck.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, so where's the next wreck? And then you got to ask that question. What are we doing? 9 times out of 10, nothing.
Well, do you think that because we often hear the term art imitates life, life imitates art, is that a thing with this whole YouTube thing? How close do you think what happens here on YouTube, whether good, bad, or indifferent, imitates what's going on in the real world? How close are those two things, or are they not close at all?
I think they're very much so intertwined. But I think some people put sauce on it because they wind up talking about the same thing. Because life, the same thing does not happen to you over and over and over and over and over again in the same genre of things. Like there comes a point where, especially when there's negativity involved, you can't tell me you're having the same negative experiences day in and day out with the same people or type of people. That means you haven't got away from those people. Because normally you separate yourself from too much negativity. So, we're like, oh, and this happened, and this is because this is horrible, and these are horrible people. And tomorrow this happened because these people, it's the same people though. You grown. Why didn't you get up from the table and go to another restaurant?
True. Very true. So, do you think that bringing your life experiences to, YouTube, the internet, the Twitter, Facebook, IG, all that kind of stuff, is that a good idea to document? Because one thing I've never did when it comes to media, I don't document my life. I mean, I may show a few things here and there, that I'm doing or whatever, but I try not to document my life. I don't put my grandchildren up here. I don't put my niece and nephew up here, my wife and all that. I don't like documenting my life because see, I'm on this shit. They ain't. So there's a lot of people that I see who kind of document their lives. They document their lives. They show people their wife, their kids, their business, their motorcycle, their car, where they eating at, the parks they walking in. Do you think that's a good idea?
To each his own, but no. Because people like following you. Not figuratively, literally. Mm-hmm. People like following you. You know what? I kind of think about it in the sense of it's okay. I believe it's all right to document life experiences because sometimes people need to. Hopefully, you document it in life experience. So if somebody hears it or sees it, and when they come across it in life, they've already got a lesson before something negative happens, or they can get the best out of that outcome. That's normal. That's the good side of creating content in general for people. But the documenting, like, oh, I'm going here, I'm doing this and doing that, it becomes weirdo stuff. If, like I used to tell my friends, bro, if we're going out to eat, I don't need you putting your phone on the food. I don't know who you trying to show we eating. No, this where we at tonight.
We live, y'all. We live, y'all.
Yeah, everybody live and ain't but 3 people in the background. We out here. Who is we? We always doing something, but it's just you.
Yeah.
Like, and then the other thing is, sometimes, you might be somewhere doing something. Like, yeah, I'm here, whatever. I'm more of a fan of if I do it, if I'm live, if I'm somewhere, it'll be posted when I'm long gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We live last week when I was there.
Yeah.
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 You done that? No, that was like 6 days ago. Like, no, I just put it up today. Like, no.
Yeah. I don't think it's a good idea to ping your location while you're there. Because you have to do something. Brother Obsidian talks about this a lot, something called OPSEC, Operation Security. Like, X is, at the Olive Garden, downtown right now. All that is an invitation for somebody to walk up, and say something stupid or do something stupid. I'm with my family, I'm with my wife, I got my nephews with me, I got my grandbabies with me. You kind of open yourself up to those things because as we've seen over the course of many years where people will say, oh, I'm at the mall. And the next thing you know, they're getting shot at the mall. All right. So,
pull up on me.
Yeah, pull up on me. And they pull right up on them too and shoot the hell out of them. So I just don't think I can operate like that, where everybody need to know where I'm at. And, everybody know I'm in North Carolina. It's a big state. Come find me. I'm in North Carolina. That's where I'm at. Bars, telling you, where I'm at. I'm at the fair. I'm at the mall. I'm down by the boardwalk. Nah, I ain't going to be doing that, folks. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nope.
I'm at the Chipotle in Concord in the bathroom right now.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Just chilling.
I just ordered. No, not doing this.
Have we taken this too far, Sage? Have we taken this internet stuff too far, brother?
Man, you've been took it too far. We've taken it too far when you see criminals online like it's a good idea. We've gotten too comfortable.
Yeah.
We've gotten too comfortable when you constantly see people doing things online. Like, it was shocking. The Rodney King video was shocking to America.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the America we live in. Well, you get that every day. Every day now. People are doing it to themselves. Like, did you just, I just saw a video today on one of the other YouTube channels of cops I think it was Denver. I'm not too sure. Them tasing a guy who was deaf. They yelling orders at him. They can't tell by his screams and the way he talked that he's deaf because they still busy. But now we're in a society where you filming, we're so incompetent. We can't even be trusted to film ourselves. So now we got things that film us for,
yeah,
because we're that stupid now. Like, we can't even conduct ourselves properly. We're children.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, it is. It is. My thing is this. I try not to contribute to that factor. When you do this kind of stuff, you're always going to have people, some people going to like your stuff, and you're going to have a small minority of people who don't like it. But one thing I've always tried to do is not, contribute to that factor. I'm not going to show you the video of the deaf man getting tased by the police. I'm not going to show you the video of the little kid, getting ran over by the car. That kind of stuff I'm not going to bring to you. Even if I talk to you about it, I'm not going to show it to you. I will talk to you about it, but you're not going to see it. Because in fact, I know me, I use very little, clips of other people's stuff. If I use a clip, it's usually a clip of somebody's YouTube page. I don't really have like those clips, from World Star and all that kind of stuff. I don't really mess with that kind of stuff because I think that kind of stuff, it has a place, it has a venue, it has a platform, and this ain't it. Yeah, this is not it. So I try to stay away from that kind of stuff. But let me ask you, what kind of stuff what would you absolutely not do? Like, what would you absolutely positively not talk about?
I usually talk about a lot of life things. So I probably I don't have I can't talk about trying to screw over people. Like, how they used to get the bag type thing. I can't do that type of stuff. That's not me. I detest that idea. What's up, Taggy? I can't do. How can I say this? I can't do a lot of threats and drama and I'm gonna get at this person again. I can't do that. I can't do the, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put out somebody's name and disrespect them. I'm not gonna do that because it might sound weird to say this, but it's not my personality. And if I gotta threaten you, I'm intending at some point when I see you, I'm gonna get at you. So I don't believe in just being on. I can't do that. I can't be extra to bring attention to myself. That's just not my personality. Oh, so I'm like, nah, I can't be a spectacle.
So have you ever had like, these YouTube beefs, and have you ever had that over the course of your YouTube time?
Yeah. I've had one, two, maybe three. And like I've told those particular people, like, man, listen, I'm not gonna go hunting you down, but if I ever see you, and I could care less, because I don't understand why, I don't understand it, and it might be just the way I think, but I don't understand the need to create a beef with somebody online in the first place.
Yeah.
I can't. That doesn't even compute to me. Like, why would I watch somebody and I'm enjoying it and I'm liking their content, and maybe they said something I didn't like, and now all of a sudden I'm beefing with them.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, I still don't know them. Like, we just did that on this particular thing. We see things differently. What's the big deal?
Yeah, that's true.
No.
Yeah, because I've said this many a times, man. You see these beefs, going back and forth, and you look at the people who are, at each other's throats now on the internet. If you go back 6 months, a year, those two people were thick as thieves, which is weird. It's like, the people who are going at people's necks the most, you go back, boy, some months, you go back a year, they were streaming together, they were shouting each other out, and now they talking about each other's wives and kids and lives, and it's like, wait a minute.
Here's the irony. Part of me is like, this is just WWE for clicks.
Yeah.
Because, and I thought about that back in the day, hey man, because I was like, you know what gets people attention? Just get into it with somebody. But before y'all get into it, y'all just say, look, we're gonna do the 24/7 all access, type thing. Well, I'm gonna cuss you out, you gonna cuss me out, and everybody gonna come in, and then, hey, we got a lot of views, whatever. But then a part of me is like, if y'all really beefing this much and y'all going back and forth so many times, and y'all done made a bunch of money doing this. Why don't y'all just fly and see each other and get it out of the way?
Yeah.
Like, because a lot of times the people that beef that people know about, these are people who make a good amount of money online. So it's not like they couldn't fly to a neutral location and say, okay, since you do everything else online and you want to kick each other's behind, go ahead and just set up the cameras outside of a ring and say, we're going to get it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're not going to do that.
I would like, well, in a sense, I would like to see brothers do that. But I think that the way Negroes are, that it won't stand as just that. You get two brothers in the ring, and somebody's a better boxer than the other, put them on their ass, and now it's a real beef, and the next thing you know, somebody run into their damn trunk. So because you know how Negroes are, you know how they are. They don't like to take losses. All right. And they ain't trying to take that L, especially if they streaming it, and somebody get the best of somebody else and they end up on that mat. When they go outside, they ain't just gonna leave. They coming back, with that ratchet. Now they want to shoot up the place because everybody will be watching that. All right. They done took that L in front of everybody. So I don't know about neutral.
That's why I said initially neutral location. Mm-hmm. Because a neutral location, you can't, you're going to be like, this city and this city. I don't live in this city. You don't live in this city. I bet you ain't going to be able to get on the plane and carry that with you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
bring that 4-4 with you on that plane. But would it work though? Would it work?
It would work. It would bring views, and it would and it would cause people to stop beefing unnecessarily. Because I got it, behind the scenes, people communicate. People are cool. Whether you talk all the time or you talk every blue moon, it's a lot of for people who don't know this. It's a lot more people. It's a lot more people who are very cool with each other than the opposite.
Absolutely.
But for the people who can't play well with others, I got a good friend, and I told him one day we was talking about something similar. And I was like, man, I'm not taking most of these people who are all this rah-rah serious. Most people who talking like that, I don't believe that they can throw a proper punch.
Yeah.
So why am I going to listen to this? And he was like, he said, I had to think about that. I had to go to the gym and see if I could throw a proper punch.
Yeah, right.
Like, people don't realize, man. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You got it.
People don't realize we can have a lot more fun together and get views than the drama.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's egos get in the way.
I agree. YouTube is full of ego anyway. I mean, it's kind of an egotistical thing when you think about it. You jump on here, you got your mic and your camera, and everybody see you, and you're talking your shit, and so there's a bit of ego, involved in the whole YouTube thing. People with small egos don't do YouTube, right? If our egos were small, we probably wouldn't do YouTube. We probably wouldn't do it because we think that people want to hear what we got to say, right? So there is a level of ego involved in that. It has to be, right? Has to be.
And ironically, it can be ego, and it can be self-improvement, and it can be a journey. It just depends on which, and it can be all of that. I remember initially years ago, I was listening to myself years ago on YouTube, and I said, man, you sound country as hell and you can't talk. So I used it as a way to clear up my country grammar, no pun intended, Nelly. But I was like, man, that's not, it's a bad. If that's a conversation, I'll be bad on a date, you know.
Yeah.
But some of us, yeah, sometimes we fooling ourselves, and I can definitely say, yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah, because I've said this before too. When you're doing YouTube, it's like a college campus, right? There's more students than there are professors, right? So I equate us to the professors and the people, to the right of us here, over here. All right, they are the students. So I think often what happens is they kind of dictate the pace of the person who creates the material. Now, I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing, but they kind of dictate the pace of what you do. And see, me, I've always tried to stay away from that. I try hard not to do what the audience like. Um, I like to do what I like. I like to do the shit that interests me. And if people have an interest in it, all right. If they don't, watch somebody else. And when I watch your stuff, I can tell that when you get on and talk, you're talking about the shit that interests you. You're not necessarily focused on, what's going to interest all the people out there in the chat room. You're like literally talking about the stuff that interests you, right?
Yeah, like it might sound weird that I say this, but I hit a swing one years ago where I was like, you know what? There are things that happen in life that what if I had somebody who talked about that, I would have known some things. I would have known how things went, and it would have helped me out. It would have helped me out. Like using myself for example. Recently, I did a video about Graves' disease because I wound up I have Graves' disease, but I didn't know. I found out later on because I probably had it for like a year, 2 years, and didn't even know it. So it took me a while, and I wound up making a video about it. Now, as a black man, Graves' disease is one of those things. It's reversible, so it's not a big deal per se. But if you're going through certain things, it might be good to come across that information from somebody that looks like you. So for me, those are the type of things I really like to do. Everything else, you're right. Like this piques my interest. Like, why? Like when you were talking about the R. Kelly thing, the only reason R. Kelly really piqued my interest is not because of the trial itself and the verdict, but because for everything that we talked about over the years when people talked about R. Kelly, what he got found guilty of is so anti what we said he was doing.
Mm.
So I'm like, y'all waiting for him to get charged with like having sex with minors. He didn't get charged with sexual assault.
Yeah.
On anybody, really. He got charged with sex trafficking, so now he's a pimp. He got charged with racketeering, so now he's like a crime boss that's kind of got RICO charges, but kind of don't, because there ain't nobody. He's the only part of the whole RICO crew for some odd reason. It's like, do you realize? Yeah, like you realize this probably isn't. This is a problem.
One bad guy, 80 victims.
Right. But when you say somebody's a sex trafficker, you're saying they're going from state to state selling something. It's like, y'all do realize we're talking about a recording artist basically going on tour and living in different cities and smashing people. So That's problematic to say you're going to jail for that.
Yeah.
That it's like racketeering. What was racketeering? The Aaliyah thing in 1994.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he kind of, when you think about brother R. Kelly, we should have kind of saw this coming. I mean, we've watched R. Kelly do this for like 20 years now. So, a little more than 20 years, he's always found himself in some of the worst positions, which I think is just ridiculous. So I'm surprised it took him this long to come after him, because he finds himself in some of the worst positions. Like, uh, I don't know. I mean, it's puzzling to me, but I say again, my thing is with the young girls, anybody who was of age and around R. Kelly, so be it. All right. But you 13, 14, 15, and you around R. Kelly. I got a problem with that. And I definitely got a problem with your mama if she let you hang out at R. Kelly's mansion and you 14. Yeah, I got a problem with mom.
That's the interesting thing. The only two people of all these years is that people talk about will be Aaliyah, and I'm guessing the girl on the tape because I've never seen the tape.
Yeah.
So
I did. I watched it, y'all. I did watch it more than once.
So everybody else was grown, but them two are definitely two strikes and red flags. Absolutely. As a person, my concern becomes so. And I wound up making a video about something along these lines. I think it's gonna be out in a few days, but Cliff Notes. I was like, the black community. This is how you know the black community is two-faced. It's not what he did in the past. That's not the issue for what I'm saying. My issue is, and I spoke about this. If you take R. Kelly out of the situation, and let's put Jay-Z in the situation. Mm-hmm. Jay-Z rapped about selling drugs, balling on people, possibly getting people killed, right? 25 years. People went on the radio hosts, DJs, parents, took their children to the shows. They all love it. He's the greatest rapper alive, this, that, and the third. Then all of a sudden, some people he dealt drugs with 20-something years ago come up and say he was selling keys with me. And he stiffed me on a couple of drug deals. He owes me money. Then another person, he stiffed me too. He was a hustler because he stole from me. And then another person said, yeah, he got a body in Baltimore. Nobody ever wants to talk about that. Oh, and another person come out. He got a body in Baltimore. He's got one in Virginia too. And then all the people who praised him all the years for being a hustler and a drug dealer turn around, he's a monster. And then you got to sit there and you got to go, wait. Because then they go, yeah, we've heard about all these rumors for years. Well, if you knew about all these rumors for years, you had him on the show 30 times over them years. You praised him 400 times over all them years. Now, all of a sudden, he's a monster. But are we still going to play his music? Like, it's still jam, though. My kid's favorite song is still Can't Knock the Hustle. It's like,
yeah, there's that. I mean, when it comes to us black folks, right? I mean, it's never really about the message, right? It's never really about what's going on. It's whether or not we like your ass or not, right? You could murder 50 people, and if we like what you do, we'll throw it aside. All right. But you can be the most straightforward, honest, clean cut, clean background person. But if we don't like you, we will make you out to be the worst person ever simply because we don't like you. And if you have a message that we don't like, that's even better. But we can take another person that we like, put the same exact message in their mouth, and we'll be. So it's never really about I don't think it's about, what's being told. It's never about the message. It's never about what's being said. It's never about what a person does per se. It's about the personality. All right. Personnel is policy. If we like you, you can get away with anything. If we hate you, you can get away with nothing. So that's kind of where I've seen us ride over the years with no matter who it is, whether it be the R. Kelly types, whether it be the Jay-Z types, the Bill Cosby types, I mean, because let's face it, some people we think are great, some people we think they suck. So if you someone that sucks, no matter how bad you got railroaded, no matter how bad the white man made you look, per se, we don't like you, so we don't care. We don't care. But if we like you, we'll be standing in front of the courthouse with the sign saying free XYZ, whoever that is. So I mean, that's just us, man. And I've gotten used to seeing it. I mean, I've gotten used to see, black folks do what they do. Over the course of my life, I've seen it all. I've seen it from many different angles. I think it's always going to be that way. I don't think it's ever going to change, no matter how much we talk online or how many speeches we give or, how many marches we have. I don't think that kind of stuff is going to change, man. It's not going to change.
For me, offline, I have sometimes you see it when I make videos, but I definitely have a sense of humor because I'm a big trash talker. And when it came to the vaccine, I started cracking up at a certain point. Because I was like, yo, I'm tired of, man, don't take it. Don't take it. I'm never going to take it. And then I was listening to the radio. I think it was either driving to the gym or driving to work. I forget if I was working or off that day. And people are talking about the vaccine. It's like the radio host is talking about the vaccine and what could possibly go wrong. And, I get that you don't want to take it. And like, if you don't want to take it, don't take it, but wear your mask. Do that. And then right after they talk, you cut the commercial, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got such and such concert is going to come into town. And, it's going to be on this particular date. And make sure, they're going to be checking you for COVID and bring your vaccination papers. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. You mean to tell me you won't get vaccinated for work, but you'll get vaccinated for Frankie Beverly and Mays?
If your job make you take the shot, you go quit. But boy, you're going to be at that concert this week.
Like what? You will not, you will not stop my freedom, but boy, you make me happy right here.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, we tripping, man.
Well, there's a lack of consistency, when it comes to these kind of things. I mean, that's something else I've gotten used to seeing, man. I've gotten used to seeing, hypocrisy and a lack of consistency. Everybody's a conspiracy theorist, but at the same time, nobody is. All this is going on at one time, and it's quite confusing, and I don't think media and the internet makes it any better because, you got a bunch of confusing, inconsistent, hypocritical crap on here that people either take not enough heed to or too much heed to, depending on, what argument is being made. So, it's quite the conundrum, man. And you know, sometimes I have to really like just kind of decompress from this stuff, man. Sometimes, man, I close the laptop, I turn off all my computers, and I just get away from this shit. Like when I go on vacation, right? Which I'm about to do probably in another month. When I go on vacation, I don't bring none of this shit. I don't bring no computers. The only thing I have is my damn phone. That's it. And you know what I do? I stay the hell from YouTube. I stay the hell offline. I mean, sometimes I just gotta pull back from this shit, man. I just gotta get away from this shit, man.
Well, make one little video while you're on vacation so you could write off the vacation. But other than that,
yeah, man. Sometimes I gotta get away from this shit. Say, just like, you know, I gotta unplug from this shit, man. You know, because I don't want this shit to get me to the point where I'm taking it too serious. That's my thing. I don't want to take this internet shit too serious. I don't want to get there, man. You know, I try hard not to get there. You know,
that's the reality of life, man. Life is too short. Like, don't exalt, you know, like if you can't enjoy life, you're not living.
Yeah.
Like, don't try to, you know, a lot of people, you see people enjoy or trying to enjoy life on bucket list season when they realize, man, I've missed out on so many things being pretentious. You know, for me, like I said, this is a hobby and I enjoy doing it. But I'm at peace because I'm at peace with who I am in the life that I live.
True.
I mean, it's nothing YouTube, whatever, it's not going to take that at all. Like, I'm not, you know, I done been through the gamut of the ups and downs of life, and they continue to happen. And I'm indifferent. Like, hey, listen, man, I done seen this before.
Yeah.
This is not gonna make me or break me. You know, I might be in the valley one day. I might be at the peak another day. Whoop-de-damn do. I'm gonna enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times, you come to find out you might be stressing yourself out over something that ain't even worth it. Like, I mean, I remember getting into it with somebody on YouTube, and I got off the computer mad. And then I was like, wait a minute. I don't even know what city this fool in. I don't even know their real name. They didn't even have a real picture of them up. It was an avatar. I'm just sitting here mad at what? Like, man, if I don't get my ass up and go get some gumbo and shut the hell up, you know.
Mad at somebody who got a cartoon character as their damn avatar. And motherfucker avatar is Ronald McDonald and shit. Like,
yeah,
God, I'm mad at this guy.
I ought to go to McDonald's and smack everything on the count. Like, man, just go on somewhere. But now it's like, you know, and I know it's got bad when you see content creators who are living their life and people are upset that they're living their life.
Yeah.
You used to say this, and now you don't say that no more. Look at you. Yeah, that's what they used to say, and now they're living a different way. Did they grow up, or did they, you know, regress? Which one was it? They grew up some? So what's the big deal? You know, they evolved in a positive direction. What's the big deal? You know, to me, and I'm gonna keep it classy when I say this, but a lot of this is intellectual porn.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. You know,
it is.
A lot of this just people just, oh, I need this, I need it, I'm getting up. You ran out of lotion, and your mind needs some stimulation. So now you're on YouTube.
Ran out of lotion. Well, I believe that too. I mean, you know, I think YouTube and other media stuff is a form of psychological escapism. I often say this, you know, a lot of us, you know, our lives continue and begin when we close the laptop, but you have a lot of people, their lives continue and begin when they open it. All right, when they open that laptop, boy, now this is the continuation of life, and I think that's what kind of separates people, right? The people who see life after opening a laptop, as opposed to the people who begin and continue their life once it's closed. So I try to be one of those people, my life begins and continues when I close this motherfucker, not when I open it, because once I close it, I go back to dealing, with my family and my wife and my nephews and my grandkids and everybody else. That's when I got to deal with those people for real. When I'm sitting here, I don't really have to deal with them. They're in another part of the house, doing whatever the hell it is they're doing. And I'm in here doing this. Now every now and then I get them to bring me something to drink or something to eat up in here. But other than that, I don't. This is kind of like this is kind of my time away, from them, because see, once I'm away from this, I'm right back in it again. I'm right back in it because I literally have to tell them, look, don't come in here. I don't come in here while I'm on air. All right. When you see me walk out, that means I'm finished. Now I'm finished when I walk out. So I think as long as I keep it like that, I'll be fine. I won't become one of those people who live and die for the internet and shit.
Like for me, this is an extension of my life, but it's a priority because it's a fun hobby for me. But people don't realize, what did you do today? Well, I got up at 5. I might have made videos and went and worked out, and took like a jog, and then took a shower, went to work. Or I might have got up at 5 and went to the gym, went to work, came back, made some videos. Or I might have cut the grass, edged the yard, trimmed the hedges, cleaned the house, wash some clothes, dishes, cook, and then this ain't like I'm not gonna stop. I might have said, listen, man, look, if I don't make this stuff by 7:30, look, first of all, I'm going to the sports bar, man. I ain't got time for this. I'm gonna go watch my favorite team, or I'm gonna go watch the fight, something like that. My woman is here. We gonna have a nice evening, that type of stuff. It's not gonna stop my life.
Yeah.
I could play around with my son. We have some fun. I had those adult conversations that you need to have with kids. Yeah. This is what I do instead of watching television, because I don't watch television like that.
Yeah, me either. I don't watch TV at all. I don't watch too much TV. I probably watched maybe 2 hours of TV in the last 6 months. I don't really like TV. I stopped liking TV a long time ago. We have a TV, in the room, and we have TVs, in the house and in the dining room, all that kind of stuff. But I don't watch them shits, man. Them shits be dusty. You have to dust them shits off, because don't really watch them. The only ones who watch them is because my nephews and stuff are here. So, I've had to, put one, in their room and stuff like that, since they've moved in, because they love television and video games and crap. But, like the one that's out there, the only one who really watches it is my wife. Like, she's the only one that really watches that television, man. I'm not really into TV like that. I'm a newspaper man. I'm old school. I still read the newspaper, man. I don't know. I've been reading the newspaper since I was a kid. I used to read it with my pops, on Sunday morning. So, I think I'm kind of hung in that loop, because my pops died in 2003. So, when I get up so I still read the newspaper, in his spirit, and me being crazy, sometimes I'm actually sitting there thinking I'm reading it in there with him. But, that's another stream, y'all. The mind of Xavier. That's another stream. Yeah, I read the newspaper a lot. TV ain't really my thing. And when I do watch television, I usually watch a documentary. I'm not too much into the other crap. I'm not much for the sitcoms and all that kind of stuff.
I recently watched the Blood Brothers on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
when they're talking about Malcolm and Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
actually saw a couple of those because my wife, she'll drag me in the living room, be like, "Oh, watch this with me," and I sit there.
yeah,
And the only time I can sit there with is if it's some beer in the refrigerator. You know, if she say, "Oh, watch something for me," the first thing I do is head for the refrigerator. If ain't no beer, and I'll be like, "Well, if we gonna watch TV together, I gotta go get a 12-pack because some of that stuff she watches just totally ridiculous." But if she watches something decent, I will, sit in there and watch it with her. And I did watch that. Yeah, I did watch that. That I did see.
um,
So what do you have planned? Because I know you and brother ODJ, y'all were doing like the brother pill thing. Is that still a thing, or is that discontinued, or is it on hiatus?
probably more hiatus because you got to remember, he was the young doctor. I don't know, congratulations to him. I don't know if he said it. I think he did. I'm not too sure if he did or not, but I think he's finally done with
Okay.
that aspect.
Shout out brother
Uh,
ODJ, man.
um, it was one of those things where he's doing his thing, man. So like on my end, on his end, it's like we still gonna do the brother pill, and on my end, it's like, man, you just say when and I'm there.
Okay.
So, and as everybody knows, he's highly successful on this joint. So he got things he doing.
Yeah.
But do we still? I sent them a actual thumbnail maybe a week ago. He was like, "We gonna do this joint?" I was like, "Hey, you know what it is." So we have things, but when it happened, it happened. But it could happen in a month. It could happen in 6 months. But people don't realize this about the brother pill. That's how it was, anyways. It's just been a longer hiatus.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would go away for some months, and then it'll come back. It'll go away from it. We would do a bunch of episodes, and then we'd stop for a little bit, and it's dope. It's just
Yeah.
something in the back pocket that brothers have. That's it.
Yeah. Well, brother ODJ put in work, man, because he put like 5 videos up a day.
Exactly.
God damn it! Like I don't know how he
Exactly.
do it. I don't know how he does it. Well, me and brother ODJ, we did a collab back in April, I believe it was. Yeah, it was back in April. We did something together, because he does those collab things, and I had hit him up, and we decided to do. We were talking about blue collar work. We were talking about that. That was back in like April, I think it was. But shout out to ODJ because he's one of the people that helped me build my channel many years ago. Him and others. So I mean, people don't know, man. ODJ, he's one of those dudes, man, that he'll look out for you, man. Because me and ODJ used to actually talk on the phone. All right, we would talk on the phone and all that shit, man. And he supported me a lot. So shout out to him, man. I appreciate the brother, man, and all the shit he do. So who do you like on YouTube? Like who do you watch when you do sit down and you want to take a little break and maybe watch somebody? Who do you watch? Who comes to your mind to watch?
It's bro, it's really everybody, because the whole manosphere I watch. Everybody. But it's kind of like I gotta watch it sporadically because it's hard. You can't watch everybody at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there might be sometimes I'll go through, like I'll watch Bernard for a little bit. And I'll watch O'Shea, of course. I'll watch you. I'll watch Solo. I'll watch Angry Man. I'll watch Obsidian's back. I'll watch Kevin. I'll watch BGS. But it's just like I constantly watch people, but I can't, like the way I do it. Say I'll go to work, and when I'm working, I put on my headphones. So not necessarily watch, I'll listen. You know what I'm saying? I watch Crimson Cure. Doesn't matter big or small. It doesn't really matter. it really doesn't matter. MTR, shout out to him and hope he has a full recovery.
Yeah, shout out to MTR, man.
Solo, that's my guy too. What winds up happening is, and like you were talking about earlier, I'll be listening to somebody, and then I have it on the auto thing. So then somebody else will pop up. So I like the video, and somebody else will pop up. And then all of a sudden, somehow the Breakfast Club and DJ Vlad pop up. And then I got to pick up my phone and go, this is not what I was looking for.
Ain't that some shit? I thought that only happened to me. I be listening to some shit, and the next thing you know, it's the Breakfast Club. I'm like, how the hell did this get in the algorithm? Like, I don't watch this shit.
Exactly. So, bam. So then, so when that happens, it kind of gives me a second to reset. Like, who haven't I watched today? Yeah. So then I can find it because of course, just like everybody else, you don't get that opportunity. So I still watch the breakdown. I was watching Roxy Beckles before this. I still watch Sergeant Willie Pete, Edward Anderson. I haven't seen Charles Faulkner in a minute, but it's like every time somebody falls off, it gives me like, where's such and such? I got to look them up because it's like they didn't unsubscribe me, but they don't pop up in my feed no more. So I got to go fishing for people over and over and over and over again. Yeah. So every time I go fishing for people, BFT. Yeah. It's like you got to keep finding. Like, man, I ain't seen such and such. You know how I feel like class reunion. I ain't seen such and such in a minute. Where they at? Let me see if they done this again, and it's that over and over again.
I think it's gotten crazy since Hangouts has been over, right? Because you remember Hangouts, you have because I was actually going through some of my old stuff, man. And, I look back, man, and I look at some of the people, man, that were together on them streams, man. I mean, I went back and saw a stream where I had you, Black Ram, Obsidian, Angry Man, Kevin Samuels, Jay Shine, BGS, all of y'all together in one place. All of y'all was on that stream. I was like, damn, I can't believe, then I found another one where I had you, Info Man, Art and Style, God, what's that other guy? Malcolm Flex. I mean, I had all of y'all in one place. I was like, damn, these days don't happen no more. When you have all these heavy hitting, intelligent brothers in one place, it doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't. What usually happens now is that a guy like you will have a stream, but the people that come on, you're the only streamer of note. A lot of the people that come in now are just people that are, just kind of coming in from the chat room. You don't have all those guys with, kind of prominent platforms in one place anymore. You don't have it anymore, man. You don't really see it. Every now and then you see it, but it's hard as hell to get you, Black Ram, Info Man, Obsidian. All right. It's hard as hell to get y'all four in one room.
The weird thing about it is, and people don't realize it, a lot of times it's a time issue now. Because a lot of those streams used to be like at night, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday type of thing. Yep. So, people was like, okay, yeah, I got time, let's get it. A lot of this stuff, and those days were so fun. Yeah. So fun. Because people, I wish people could, if people will research and go back, like everybody has got one of them, 2 of them, 10 of them in their playlist somewhere. Mm-hmm. And y'all just don't know, like the conversations that we're having now. This is why some of the people that people watch in general, like, why don't you talk about this? Bro, if you go back to them hangouts, that's been hashed out 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah, man. We talked about that in 2017.
Exactly. Like, it's like, what? Yeah, man. And it was in depth. Like, Y'all don't realize how deep this quote unquote rabbit hole goes.
Yeah. Yeah. And it used to be like that on quite a few people's channels. Like, you have one person who have 8, 9 of those dudes on their channel. Then you go to one of those dudes' channels that was there, and they would have 8 or 9 of those dudes on their channel. I mean, that's how it used to be in the days of, hangouts, man. That's how it used to be. You could find a LAR up on a stream with a BGS and a Black Ram and a Art and Style and an Angry Man and an ODJ. And I mean, you could find all these heavy hitting people all in one place. Now it's like everybody done branched off. It's just us. It's just me now. I don't have all those people. Cause see me, I like that kind of shit. All right. To be honest, yeah, and to be honest, not to slight anyone, but those were the days that the streams had more value, I think. They had a little more value because everybody came up, and even the people that had different experiences, it wasn't as contentious. Nowadays, people get on a stream together and one person say something that people disagree with, they'll pile on them and attack them and all this kind of stuff. Back then, it wasn't really like that. You had the right to your own opinion back then, or so it appeared. Now, you don't have the right to your own opinion. You have to say what everyone agrees with, or that's it. They'll excommunicate your ass. They will straight up excommunicate you.
I mean, and people don't realize we had some rabid dog days with somebody coming and we like, get them.
Yeah.
But even everybody who got along to the extent where even if we didn't get along, it was like, what was that doggone movie? Morgan Freeman was the principal. When is that Lean on Me?
Yeah, Lean on Me. Lean on Me.
Or him and the guy was arguing. I'm the HI in it. Is this thing. Now let's go get some dinner. Like we was like that. Like, yeah, well, I see. Yeah, you stupid mother. I see you tomorrow on the stream, man.
Yeah.
We was like that, and it was like it was phenomenal, man.
Yeah, it was different. That was a different time, man. I mean, and believe it or not, back in those days, everybody wasn't as, I don't know, I don't want to say media ready. You look at us now, we got all these fancy mics and mix boards and all sorts kind of bullshit we got now, and fucking HD cameras and all this kind of shit. I mean, back then, a lot of us, we didn't have that shit. A lot of us, we just was on our laptop or on our phone or, whatever the case may be. Now, with fucking green screen and mics and mix boards and all kinds of bullshit, sound effects and all this kind of stuff. So now I think we probably put a little more into production, but we don't put as much emphasis on, the personnel that we have around us. We don't have, we put a lot of time into production, but we don't put a lot of, because I know back then, man, there was certain people I didn't even want on my shit. I mean, certain people, I wouldn't want any old person coming up into my stream when I got freaking LAR, ODJ, Angry Man, Kevin Samuels, and Black Ram on there. You ain't coming up on there. Yeah. You just some rank and file dude. You ain't coming up on here with these guys. But now, we'll pretty much let anybody on. Anybody who want to come on, we'll let them on. I'll clamp down a bit because Negroes is crazy. Now I won't let you come on my stream unless you send me an email, because I want to be able to highlight your email and know who you are before I let you come up on my shit. Because you put your damn link in the chat. You got people trying to porn bomb you and also kind of foolishness. So if you're not somebody I'm familiar with, you're not coming up on. You're not coming up on. I got to be familiar with you, and then not necessarily familiar with you from my channel, but at least familiar with you from someone else.
Somewhere.
Yeah. from somewhere, or no way, because it's gotten crazy now, man. It done spent off into the twilight zone, so you got to be extra careful. And back then, you didn't really have to do that. You could put your you could put your link in the chat. Brother, jump on. And y'all go to talking. Of course, you had some people who were stupid. They come up on there and they got their pants down and also kind of foolishness.
You remember that, don't you?
Yes,
you remember that?
yes. I remember them doing it to a couple people. I remember a couple people that happened to. People hit the lake, and when they come on there, they got their pants down. They mooning you. You're doing all this kind of foolishness.
Sit there like, oh my God.
Now you got to take the video down, trim that out. Because they done came up there and mooned somebody. Like, man, come on, man. But I'm a true believer. And people give me heat for this. I think that the internet has corrupted black folks to a degree. Unless we were already corrupt and the internet just, gave us a tool to express our corruptness. I mean, it's one or the other.
I think I think the internet showed us we got more weirdos than we thought. Like, you notice how people used to have these discussions with the men and the women. The men would say, no, it's people it's women out here like this. And women be like, no, it's not. And women would say, it's men out here like this. We'd be like, man, we don't know what y'all talking about. Yeah. But when you got on the internet and you started seeing these people, like, I guess I think they got a point.
Yeah.
Because this person is creepy as hell.
Yes. This person's a weird. This person's a weirdo. And I talk about how this is like, psychological escapism. But I don't think it's just that, for me or for other people. I think it's that for the people who hang out to the right of us here as well. I think it's a lot of them out there who, they seeking whatever, whether it be attention, validation, entertainment, somewhere to just show off their weird psychosis, if you will. I think it's a lot of that going on as well when you're talking about the people who hang out, in the chat rooms.
You know what's funny about that? And it might sound weird that I say this. When I say I watch everybody, I try my best not to comment that much.
Yeah.
I'll just like the video. Because what I was like, man, I caught myself years ago, like, man, if you keep getting in people's chat saying what's up, then people start talking to you in the chat and you talk. And now, to me, it was before clout chasing existed. I was like, it seemed like, clout chasing to just be in everybody's chat. What's up? It's me, baby. What's happening? What's a good shot? Like, you know what? Just like the video and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Be like, like when you go to the movies. You know what I'm saying? You just buy your ticket and go to the movie. You don't go, what's happening, baby?
Yeah.
It's me in the middle row, baby. I got this. I got my popcorn right. Shit. Like, no.
I think it's better that way because I watch quite a few people myself and even people that I'm really cool with because, some YouTubers, man, have my personal cell phone number. They don't just have, not my business line to my garage, my personal cell phone number. And sometimes when I watch some of those guys, I don't say anything. I just watch the video and then that's it. I don't feel it necessary to type in everybody's chat room. I can count on, I think there's 3 people's chat room who I write in when I watch them. And I don't even write in there all the time. I sure don't. There's only 3 people whose chat room that I actually write in. Only 3. That's it. I think there's, but there's people that I watch that I do leave comments in. I write in the comment section of ODJ stuff from time to time. Mm-hmm. Brother George Macon, because I can
shout out to George, man.
Yeah, it's hard to catch him live. So, I do comment on some of the stuff he does because I think George Macon does wonderful stuff.
Hello work.
I mean, I got a lot of respect for Brother George Macon. Every now and then I'll maybe write in the comment section of my man Q Butters stuff, but that's about it. But him I see, I just saw Q 2 months ago because him and we know each other in real life. I just saw him like 2 months ago. I was in New York City, and I went there. Actually, the last time I was there, I actually taught a class on mechanical
Yeah.
theory. The last time I was there,
Yeah.
so yeah, people like that because, like you said, a lot of people don't know that some of us actually know each other in real life. We actually
Right.
know each other in real life. Off of this shit, laptop closed. We actually know
Right.
each other.
Like
Yeah,
what you doing? How you doing? You
yeah,
good?
yeah. What's
Your
good with
family
you?
good?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you doing this? I told you to chill that out. Stop with the snacks.
yeah,
You gotta watch it. You
yeah.
know,
You know,
like people don't realize. I really do enjoy this. If I could say this properly, one of the best things about this is initially people felt like black men couldn't work together, didn't have camaraderie, couldn't create anything, couldn't build anything, couldn't have a platform that people would support. And this particular space of black men has proven all of those things to be absolutely false.
true, true, very true.
And that's what part of it's a hobby, and that's what keeps me going with this, because it's like, what, I don't think y'all realize all of the talking points that people had, and brothers come from different backgrounds. They look like Keep It Techie. He doesn't come. The picture don't come across that he knows tech like he does.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, wait, what? All the stereotypes you got. There's somebody that's like, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. You just check out such and such. Just check out such and such. Just check out such and such. And recently, I've been doing that more, where if I see somebody, if I see a video, I gotta make it a conscious effort. Look. Even if I didn't watch the whole thing, post it. Post it
Yeah,
in my community tab. Share it, because we have a hard time. When people say you gotta like the video, people don't do that.
yeah,
People say subscribe. People don't. They do that, but you get unsubscribed. But the sharing part, we don't share enough.
yeah. We don't.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it my business to share.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. We don't.
because doesn't matter if it's big or small. Just share people's stuff. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I got to do more of that too, man. I have a tendency, even when I'm watching something that I like, I'm too busy watching the shit. I ain't even thinking about sharing it. I'm just sitting there, oh man, this is good shit. Not even thinking about clicking that button, that one quick button, and go ahead and share it. And shout out to my man, KIT, because I always say this, all right, about brother KIT, because I tell people I feel like 80% of the shit on YouTube is just purely entertainment. I mean, it's just entertainment. That's it. But there is that 20% that you can actually watch and actually learn something and get something out of it. Brother KIT is within that 20%. See, my shit is over in that 80%. But see, people like brother KIT, his shit is actually inside of that 20% where you can literally watch his stuff and learn something. And I don't just say that because he's the official timekeeper of the T.P.O.T. debates. Y'all get on down there, man, and check out my man KIT, KeepItTechie.com, and Keep It Techie on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna need brother Keep It Techie tomorrow, because I got a throwdown showdown going on tomorrow night, y'all. Y'all get on down there, man, and check out brother KIT, man. That's a good dude, man, and he's quite brilliant as well. Yeah, but a lot of this stuff I say is entertainment. Of course you can get on here and learn how to change a tire and unclog a sink and stuff like that. Of course. But I think 80% of this stuff is purely entertainment, which is fine, because there's nothing wrong with people craving entertainment. I don't have a problem with that. But that's also the reason why I try not to take this crap too
serious.
seriously. I can't. Because a lot of the shit that I watch, I don't learn anything from it. It's not like I'm learning anything. You know, I may learn something here and there, but for the most part, I'm watching it because I enjoy what the person is saying. I enjoy listening to, the stuff they're talking about. And every now and then I get some clarification on some things that, I thought about. So, but the other 80%, man, it ain't, if I didn't have it, it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't matter. So, it is what it is. But I'm a steady intaker of your stuff, Sage. It's almost impossible to catch you live because usually when you live, I'm working.
I don't even go live like that. Like I'm so sporadic with it. Like I don't even, like you say you're going live on this day. Me, I might come in and say, you know what? I got about an hour to do something. Let me just jump on this thing real quick.
Yeah. But I take in your stuff a lot. I watch a lot of your stuff. Because I think that, and I will say this, man, I think that I will say this again, and I'll probably be saying this forever. You're probably one of the most underrated material creators in this space. And, when I listen to you, when I turn you on, I know I'm about to hear some good shit. A lot of people I turn on, that shit's a crapshoot. That shit like rolling, you're rolling the dice, boy. But when I turn you on, I know I'm about to hear some good shit, man. So, I mean, I'm gonna be a fan of yours, long as you up on this shit, and I steal some of your shit too. Let me go ahead and make a confession.
That's what you remember this from a long time ago. I said one of my reasons for one of the things that I make a lot of content. So if I make so much, take it. If it's something that you could use, take it.
Yeah, I steal some of your shit from time to time. I hear you talking about something, and I'll be like, damn, maybe I need to do a stream about that. So, full confession, folks, some of the shit I've done, I have stolen from this man right here. You got me. But I didn't want to keep you too long, Sage, but I want you to know, man, that I appreciate you coming on, brother. As always, man, you're a good dude, man. And I think we need to give people their flowers while they can smell them. Y'all can go to my channel, man, and check out my my homage to the Sage. It's gonna stay up there at least for another month, at least. So get on down there and check it out, man. As always, he's dropping those pearls of wisdom, man, and he was doing them that night. And I just wanted to memorialize that shit, man. So y'all get on down there and check it out. And also get on down to his channel and check him the hell out. All right. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. And your black ass will subscribe. Once you done watch like one video, you'll be ready to subscribe. So get on down there, man, and check out Brother LAR, man. Brother LAR, I appreciate you, brother. I do, man. Any final words before we get out of here?
Just thank you. Like I don't think brothers realize, because I stay to myself because of my schedule. So I'm gonna say this, just to you and everybody else in the manosphere. I love you and all y'all, because y'all don't realize how much positivity y'all bring to life. You say I'm underrated. You underrated. Man. The things that are done in this space. I'm just happy to be a part of a space where brothers respect each other the way they do.
Yeah.
And understand that the respect is definitely equal. Definitely. So
absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you, brother. You ever need me, man, you hit me up. You already know what it is.
You got it.
My brother. Peace. Yeah, everybody. The one and the only brother LAR, the Sage. Y'all need to get down there and check the Sage out, man. The Sage is like when I listen to his stuff, he reminds me of like the old wise man on the mountain. You go to him when you want to hear you done thought of some shit and you don't you're not really sure about it. So you go to the mountain and there he is sitting in the middle of smoke in the lotus position. And he gives you 3 questions. You can only ask 3. So you got to come up with really good ones. You got to sit there and think of really good questions because you only get 3. That's kind of what I think of when I think about the Sage. But before we get out of here, I want to give y'all TPOT's programming notes because I have quite a few shows coming down the pipe, y'all, believe it or not, and they've all been booked. Can you believe it? Tomorrow, like I said earlier, brother Big Nate and D. Darrell will be squaring off in the Digital Squared Circle tomorrow, folks. And they will be talking about the termination situation. Because they were on my channel, a few days back. They got the arguing up there, brother Big Nate and D. Darrell. So we went ahead and formulated it into a debate. So they'll be throwing down tomorrow, man. 9:30 p.m. Let me see. Is that 9 or 9? That one might be at 9. I don't know, y'all. I got to check. But, yeah, they squaring off tomorrow. Brother Big Nate and D. Darrell in the Digital Square Circle, man, and they'll be talking about the termination situation. So make sure you have your black behinds here tomorrow because it's gonna get crazy. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get crazy. I'm 99% sure it's going to turn into like a bloodbath. So make sure you're there. Bring your towel so you don't get no blood on your face. Then Wednesday, brother Theo Wolf will be in the house, and y'all, we do these challenges, and Theo's coming through with a tech challenge. Yeah, he's coming through with a tech challenge, and he's taking on all comers. Brother Theo said he's ready for all of y'all, all you IT nerds, all you tech geniuses out there. Yeah, come through Wednesday night because brother Theo will be here waiting on you. 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the T.P.O.T. YouTube page. You Negroes know. Then Thursday, another showdown in the Digital Squared Circle. The General returns, and he will be squaring off with Trey, the NBD, and it's going to be a military debate, y'all. A first on the T.P.O.T. YouTube page. A military debate between the General and brother Trey. That one's probably going to get a little messy too. We're going to try to keep it in context. Hopefully, brother KIT, you can come for that one too on Thursday night. Please let me know, sir, if you're available. Yeah, this one might get a little messy too. So bring your towel for this one too. Right here on the T.P.O.T. YouTube page. You Negroes know. Then we're ending the week Friday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. The one and only Baba Tunde Umana will be in the house. Author, writer, Negro Wars creator. He will be in the house, and it will be a dark Exodus night, and we will be talking about the season of the witch. Yeah, the season of the witch. I'm not telling y'all what that means. You're going to have to tune in here next week to find out what's going on. 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the T.P.O.T. YouTube page. You Negroes know. So I got quite a few shows coming through for y'all because, once you get this time of year, my schedule kind of slow down a little bit. I actually got time to book all these shows and talk to all these folks. But yeah, so a little recap. Like I said, next Friday, Baba Tunde Umana will be in the house. Next Thursday, the General and Trey square off with a military debate. Then Wednesday, Theo Wolf will be here with a challenge for all you tech geniuses out here who want to square off with Theo Wolf. He'll be here waiting on you. And then tomorrow, Hours of Power Debates returns with my brother, Lil Big Nate, squaring off with Brother D. Darrell. All right? All right. So, we're going to go ahead, man, and wrap this up. I appreciate all of y'all coming through tonight, man, as always. Hanging out with me tonight, man. You could have been anywhere on a Friday night, and you decided to be here. And I want you to know, man, I don't take it lightly, man. I never have, and I never will. You got my word on that, folks. So, once again, special shout out, man, to the Sage, man, for coming through tonight, man. It's always a pleasure, man, to have the Sage up on here, man. I mean, you know, because not for nothing, man. One thing about the Sage, and I'll tell y'all this little secret about him. He is one of the few people that no matter when I hit him up, he's like, yeah. And if he can't make it that day, he will tell me a day. He'll be like, well, I can't come on Wednesday, X, but I can come Friday. I can come Thursday. I can come. That's just who he is. I mean, and he's always been like that. I mean, he's always been like that. That is the essence of Brother LAR, the Sage. All right? That is the essence of that brother, man. He's a good brother. He's a talented brother, and he's a brilliant brother. So get on down there, man, and check out the Sage, man. Like I said before, you won't be disappointed, man, and your black ass might just learn something. All right? All right. So, with that, I will leave you good folks with 3 words. You know, like I always do, Negroes. Open your minds.
Hours of power. Hours of power. Hours of power.
And so a community is where you control your police, you control your commerce, you control your education, you control your house. We don't control none of that. We live in a hood. Huh? Well, what about the Negroes that get out? Oh, well, see, my cousin, they say he's a multi-millionaire, almost at $1 billion. 3 PhDs, working on 2 more. Driving down the street in Chicago in his Rolls Royce, enjoying himself, and he hears these sirens and looks through the mirror and sees this cop car flashing lights. He squeezed the steering wheel, man. Heart beats fast. Because he knows the price of a Negro, what it could be. And then when that cop car passed him by, he said, thank God he wasn't after you in the first place, Paul. That Negro thing you can't get away from. It's universal. They wasn't coming after you. With all your millions, with your Rolls Royce, with your PhD, didn't help. That's the hood. Huh? Why do you think you never pick up a paper or TV over and over and see white families come? You think it's thousands of black cops in America. Why don't you see white families crying as black cops shot my loved one 40 times in the back of the head? Why do you think black cops are that? Think they're more spiritual? Think they're better? No! They got enough sense to know that white folks ain't gonna tolerate it. And I will stop in our neighborhood when we decide we will not tolerate it. Now, if we was organized, which is hard to organize people who are just gonna run crazy and you don't know you're crazy. But if we were, with the money we have, and the many people who would come to our aid that don't know what it's like to be a Negro, and we said, if we said, look, we saying if we don't get a federal law to deal with police brutality, that anytime a cop or anybody carry a gun, have to have a license just like you used to drive a car. And if you use it wrong, then you'll lose your license. And if it's upheld, you can never work again as a cop or a store guard or a private detective. How do you get Congress to push that through? Well, you take your economic power and you call on your friends, black, white, young and old, and say, this coming Christmas, if we don't have a federal law to outlaw police brutality by law, if we call them for a nationwide boycott of Christmas and it start on Thanksgiving. Well, let me tell you what that means. 79% of all retail in America happens between Thanksgiving and Christmas. People stay in business all year, lose money just for Christmas, huh? Well, what happens now? Fact Fifth Avenue, Toys R Us, Sears and Roebuck, Weston House. They will get the bill, and all they got to do is make one phone call and say, Harry, that's the senator, I want that bill pushed through in 3 days. Okay, it's an economic thing. It's that simple. But we have the power, but the system has wiped us out so bad.
Hours of power, hours of power, hours of power.
Happy. San Antonio, Lincoln 6. Go ahead. Clear suspect down, 10-4. 10-4. The officer's code 4. We have one suspect that's been shot.
Open your mind.
Only from T.P.O.T. Media. Open your mind.